This is the G.I. Joe Classified series, Cobra Trouble Bubble, a one-man flight pod, kind of goofy looking. But what if I could show you a way to make this a lot more exciting, thanks to a add-on kit from Duarte Studios that I purchased at ToyTuber 2025. Let's talk about and upgrade the Trouble Bubble with the C.R.A.S.H kit. Hey, this is Mike from Junkpile Crafts and Builds, and like I said in the intro, I love upgrade kits. I love making things bigger and better and cooler from what we originally purchased the product with. And today's video is no different. We're looking at this, the stock classified series number 98, the Python Patrol Flight Pod / Trouble Bubble. It's pretty cool if you like the Python Patrol sub teams and stuff. I kind of do. I like the variations. It's a little goofy. It's definitely bringing a little ketchup and mustard flavor to the things. But I kind of dig that crazy stuff. But it's kind of basic. It's neat. But what if we can make something a little cooler? And that mindset was something that Duarte Studios was thinking about when he was making his exclusive for the ToyTuber Expo 2025. And what he created was called the C.R.A.S.H kit. And it's going to take this flight pod and elevate it and change it into something pretty cool. So why don't we just get to looking at the C.R.A.S.H kit from Duarte Studios. And here we have the Duarte Studios exclusive C.R.A.S.H kit. Now, as you can kind of see here from the front image, we're taking our Trouble Bubble and turning it into a helicopter. I mean, how cool is that? It comes in two colors. We had the standard Flight Pod Trouble Bubble colors of that like off-white look, but he also had a Python Patrol version, and that's the one I wanted to get. Yeah, and I got Duarte to sign my box here for this. If you haven't gone to his website or seen him at a convention, I will put the link to his store in the description below. But let's go ahead and just kind of look at this. He just has a simple sticker on the top front panel of this box. Everything else is pretty plain. So we just gotta crack it open to see the contents inside. And here we have the contents of the C.R.A.S.H kit. So you may be asking what C.R.A.S.H stands for, and that is the Combat Recon Airstrike Helicraft. Pretty nifty name from Duarte. But again, all these pieces and parts are already pre-built and everything for you. You just gotta kind of snap it all together. And we'll just start looking at things here. This is the main body of the helicraft. It's made out of a nice strong PLA Plus filament. It's already, as you can see here, kind of screwed into place across the bottom here. You do got this texture on the bottom from the build plate that he printed this from. Again, this is all 3D printed, but it's really, really well done. And those that are kind of like not into 3D printing because like lines and stuff, you can obviously post-process and to your liking, but overall, I think his prints are pretty darn clean. I'm really impressed with it, especially with the inlay pieces here in different colors. We have this yellow and black to go with the red that will match the Trouble Bubble. We got our skids. We have these two pods, which I'll show you what you can do with those in a little bit. But we got some air intakes here up front. Again, we actually have some dials, which I'll go back and show you a little more closely. And then we have these adapter wings, which they can slide out for reasons that I will obviously show later on. We had the front, now we have the back prop of the helicraft. And again, we got the top rotor here. Spins really nice. And then we have our back rotor here. Again, really cool texture. Not too heavy, but it's not flimsy or gummy or anything either. It's not going to break on you that easily. We got these adapter ports here for the Trouble Bubbles thrusters. Got these top ailerons, I guess what they're called. I'm not sure. But again, nice texture across there. So that's pretty neat. And of course, you can't have a helicraft without its rotors. So we have 5 rotors, all really nicely printed and in this black and yellow accents. And then we have these 2 other adapter pieces that I think I have everything I need to show you what they do. If not, I'll tell you as we go along. But yeah, that's all the pieces and parts. So why don't we just go ahead and construct our crash kit. So before we put our main body and the treble bubble together, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance just to get things ready for building. So we're going to remove our little rockets here on the side. We're going to take off the thruster pack. Don't let that go too far away because we are going to use it here again. And we're going to remove our front laser cannon from this post. All right, there's that off. To get this in here, we have 2 slots, 2 guides, and then we got this little bit of like a lip here. And that's going to fall along here with our treble bubble fins. I'm going to leave the pilot in, and we're going to slide these guides off here as well, just so we have a little more space to put this in. So the way this is going to work is that this little ball that the laser cannon was on is going to clip over this little part here, okay? And then the fins are just going to help guide it into place. So how we're going to do this is, just like I said, we're going to put our pilot's feet forward. We're going to use our guides on the fins, and then we're just going to push forward until that ball, as you can see here, is over that lip. And I did a little adjustment off camera just to make sure that that plug and these fins were sitting flush like this. So this is the proper way the flight pod is supposed to sit inside the crash kit's main body here. You can see it's pretty straight and it's not coming off at all. So very neat, very cool. Lots of space for feet and such. But now we're going to move to the back part of the helicraft, and that is going to be putting on the back part here. Now we have 2 posts here that are going to align into the pegs on the back of the treble bubble. So gently grip your back part here and your front and gently push it into place. And you're going to hear a little bit of a click showing that it's in place. And there you have the crash kit pretty much all together. Now, like I said, we have our rotors to put in. And as you can see, they're all kind of keyed in here to go into the top portion. So just basically take it and push it into place. And here we have the main body done with the rotors installed. Last thing we have to do is put our thruster pack into these 2 ports on top. And again, they just pop right into place. We're going to put our initial little rockets back up here. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire crash kit conversion for your treble bubble flight pod. And as you can see here, rotors go really smooth. So why don't we zoom in on some details now that we have it all put together. So like I said, the way that this is designed, it looks really cool. It's kind of, it's a little bit like a boxy, but yet still has a little aerodynamic look. Again, these front intakes look really wild. And there's another thing that I want to show now that we have it together, and that all starts with taking off this front section of the crash kit. And as you can see, what we have here is a battery kit. Now, what is this battery kit for? Well, let me show you. So as I mentioned before, we have these 2 dials here, one showing, the speed and everything, and the other one shows, and it's your horizon line. That's what it is. And as you can see here, the LED behind both of these are lit. So you have this really cool looking light up display feature for it. And like I said, all you need to do is, if you don't want to have them on, take a little battery pack, switch it to off, and there you go. Neat little add-on, little feature Duarte put together for this. So unfortunately, we do have one lost item, and that is going to be, we can no longer use the laser gun on the crash kit anywhere. There's no real adapter for it. So that's an unfortunate loss, but we will have plenty of other options available for us to put on here moving forward. So one other item that I really wanted to show off is, remember this little thing that you get with the treble bubble that there's really nowhere to put it? Well, Duarte's helping us out with that. And it's something you might have noticed at the bottom of the main body that I was showing you here. This 6-sided little adapter piece. So what is that for? Well, you can put your little mine and just plug that in place, and now you have storage for that. You need something else for the crash kit besides just the little rockets you have here and a dropped mine. And thankfully Duarte Studios has thought about that with these adapter parts here on these bottom fins. So with these fins, they do support some armaments that you have gotten with your HasLab Dragonfly or your HasLab Rattler. I don't have a Rattler, but I do have a Dragonfly, which is cool because I want to show you actually really awesome ways holding some of these awesome weapons. And that's going to start off with removing our little adapter fins. And we'll kind of zoom in on these again. As you can see here, this little yellow piece can slide out. Fairly easy. And now you have this open slot here that you can use. And what am I going to put in first? Well, I got these pretty big ass rockets that came from the Dragonfly. And you can see the slot here. Go right in place and slide right in. Easy peasy. It's all by friction. And they're not going anywhere. Right? Nice and firm. So what we'll do is take this and slide it right on in. And here you have both those Dragonfly missile pods all attached to your crash kit. And that looks pretty freaking awesome. You know, the green might be a little off-putting with the rest of it, but it's the fact that you can do this with your weaponry. But that's not all. We also have a different set of weapons we can put on the side here. So let's go ahead and get those on. We're going to utilize the multi-rocket pod that comes with the Dragonfly, and I think that really looks cool. I do really enjoy that. Now, I told you how much I like add-on kits and such. Another great creator that I have bought a lot of stuff from is Toy Depot, and for his Dragonfly series of add-on kits, I purchased some really cool things that go specifically with these missile pods, and that is going to be these adapter pieces that go in the front that really show some badass rockets going off. But you can see here the detail that Toy Depot has put into place with painting this adapter, and it's just going to go right on, and that really sets it off. I really like that set a lot. But of course, he could not just do one item, and this is going to be with his new Gamma series of add-on kits, and these are LED lit rockets. And this is the part I love when you start adding on different kits together, just to really build and flesh out what looks totally rad. I love it. But we're not done yet. So remember what I said about the other adapter pieces, these right here? Well, they are going to slide in as well. And those ports are going to be used for your different missiles and bombs for the Rattler. In addition to the side fins that come with the crash kit and the original armament for the rockets for the trouble bubble, we also have these two front ports that look like our launch tubes, and that's exactly what they can be utilized for. This time we're going to utilize our Vanguard rockets. If you didn't get a Vanguard and a missile set, I don't know what to tell you. But the cool thing is these sit perfectly inside. And there you go. You have that storage option if you wish, or some armament. And what's even better is that the adapters for the Vanguard for shooting off the rocket, that port also fits into this slot, just like that. So now you can have rockets shooting from the front part here as well. And since we want to be authentic, we have the back blast kit or piece here, and in this back port right here, you can slide that in as well. Boom, just like that, goes in super easy. So now you have the back and front blast for shooting off a Vanguard missile. There we go. So now we are getting fully decked out and armed on our crash kit. So why don't we just move to final thoughts? So final impressions of the Duarte Studios ToyTuber 2025 exclusive crash kit. This is a really interesting and pretty cool way to modify your classified series flight pod / trouble bubble and make a completely different vehicle out of it. Plus the ability to add adapting pieces and parts to build out a really unique armament. I like it a lot. I think it's a really cool kit for anyone who's interested in, like I said, 3D printing, customizing, or just enhancing parts of their collection. Construction of the kit itself is made really well. Lots of nice details with like the rivets, and like I said, the colors, the black and yellow and red match near perfect with the trouble bubble in of itself. Assembly's a breeze. The adapters that you can put pieces from like your HasLabs on, storage at the bottom here for the little drop mine that comes with the trouble bubble. Really cool. And you know, right now it's still on Duarte's site for the price that I purchased it at the convention. So if you are interested in getting one of these, please go ahead and check out his store. Like I said, I put the description link below. Is this something you're interested in? Are you doing customizing? As a 3D printing enthusiast like myself, getting stuff like this is just really cool to see. So are you interested in getting this? Just let me know in the comments below. And as always, I thank you very, very much for watching my videos and subscribing, liking, sharing, all that cool stuff. Thanks a lot again for watching. We'll talk again soon. Bye.